a year. In fact, somebody said globally, only 3% of businesses see 10 years. So most businesses will fail between first decade. That's why I asked you if you can tell me a company that lasts for 30 years in northern Nigeria. Finally, thank you very much for listening, and I appreciate it.
That was an outstanding performance. Please, let's put our hands together. Before we proceed, I have a very simple question to ask. Let's check out for this word, millionaire. What is the meaning? Millionaire. Yes. Please come up, let's say.
A person with little or no money of their own.
Okay, hold it there. Then check out for millionaire.
Me?
Yes.
A very rich person who has money or property worth at least £1 million or dollars.
Now it's like this. The difference is just a matter of one letter, M and N. If you listen to him very well today and you work hard, inshallah, let me put it that way, Allah will take you from the level of millionaire, a level where you have nothing, to a level where you have millions or a property worth millions. God bless you. Okay, next on our list, we have your profile might crash 500 ransom. Okay, I will have Mrs. Husseina Saidu. Okay. So from what I can see, this rice should be sweet. I'll make it hard. They are allowed to be there. You will not specify. You can't do that. I prefer you to be there. Okay. The next person on our list is Mr. Aminu, right? Ali Kamale. He's a manager at First Commission, that is CAC. Kaduna. There seems to be a mistake here. Kaduna Zonal Office, the Nodal Office. Nodal Office. Okay. HNDCS, PGDMS. Please, sir, I'll be glad if you can elaborate more for the benefits of it. Yes. Okay, thank you, sir. Please, let's dance together.
My name is Aminu. I'm the manager of Corporate Affairs Commission. ICT unit. At the same time, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm very glad to find myself in the midst of fellow entrepreneurs. I have no limit. The entrepreneur is an entrepreneur, aged or young. Provided that you have this initiative, creativity to be an entrepreneur, you are already a part. purpose of this program, actually, I'm supposed to discuss corporate business development, which is our major challenge today. My colleague here have spoken much about what they call entrepreneurship. Let me ask a question, please. I want to ask a question in line with his first question, which I expect him to ask. But maybe you look at the audience, but I will give you benefit of doubt. Who can distinguish between a businessman and an entrepreneur? I want somebody to distinguish between a businessman and an entrepreneur. To me, they are two different things. Businessman is a different thing, entrepreneur is a different thing. So who can distinguish the two? Yes?
Someone who probably has money and is ready to invest in business. While an entrepreneur, just as it was told earlier, there are people who want create solutions and also people who take risks.
Any other opinion, please?
The investor which owns the capital, and I will go with the second definition of entrepreneur.
All right. I may give you 70%, not necessarily 100%. 70% is correct, right?
Let me just say concisely, entrepreneurs are this thing. Why a businessman could be anybody that can easily opt out at any stage of their career.
Yes. You have like 8 I think better than that definition. Okay, let's make it simple. A businessman is somebody who sees a business, put his money directly, make profit and go. Whether the business sustains or not, it's none of his business. That's businessman. I have my money here. If you're ready to sell this laptop, and I know from this case somebody is going to buy it, I will buy it. Somebody will tell me this laptop is selling for, let's say, 120, but here you're going to sell 70,000, or buy and sell. I have no passion for the business. I have no interest in the business. All I do is buy and sell. That's a businessman. An entrepreneur is somebody who identifies a problem. You have to identify that problem first before providing solution to that problem. So these are two different things. So a businessman doesn't last in the business, but an entrepreneur lasts because of the passion, as he has said earlier. Okay, what is our challenge? Please, with all due respect, I have to narrow my point to northern challenges. I'm so sorry about that. Because the challenge we are facing in the north is beyond imagination. The topic I'm discussing, as I said earlier, corporate business development. This is categorized into 3. We have business development, we have corporate development, and we have corporate documentations. When you merge the 3 together, you have an excellent entrepreneurship. When you don't merge the 3 together, definitely sure you either fall as a businessman, because along the line you give up. Because you are not fully prepared. So, corporate business development is all about corporate strategizing, planning, budgeting, and projecting for a successful business. Not just a business, for a successful one. As the previous speakers have said, many businesses do give up within the very shortest time. Some doesn't last for a year. Somebody will start something very beautiful, with a very good future success, but no, along the line you give up. Why do you give up? Because in the first place you did not take your business serious. How do we categorize serious business? Serious business are the business that are documented. Business that are documented is what we call a business. Okay, look at this thing. This branding you see there. Everybody's so nice, looking very pretty, very interesting. Somebody will just, your mind will just go directly to branding. No. It's not just branding. It's not just for somebody who knows how to design, Corel Draw, or whatever design you put it down for you. No. This carries a lot of time, a lot of documentation. I believe, okay, if I may ask now, somebody should look at this image, Umita Foods and Rice, and tell me how many agencies, government agencies, have an input there. Because I can identify different agencies putting in effort on this thing. And I am a living witness to what he has undergone to achieve what he achieved today. Same with my own small company, there comes Soft. We've undergone a lot of challenges. Different kind of challenges. But what is the main challenge? Documentation. I'm still emphasizing documentation. When we don't take this serious, definitely sure we're not going anywhere. Forget about the online marketing, digital marketing, close on my wash. If you don't have document to support what you are doing, then you are wasting your time. You will not go anywhere. Okay, why do I say this? Some business start good, but at the point of growth, they will not even reach 70%, maximum target. They will start declining. Why? In some cases, lack of funding. In some cases, lack of professionals on board. In some cases, we have them. But when you have a very good documentation, my brother, you are good to go. The level of challenge is minimal. Okay, whenever we had any program, be it exhibition, summit, whatever, all we think of is where we can get money. I want to believe 75% of us here want to hear about money. Where is the source of that money? Where can I get that money? Am I wrong? No. We have to be sincere with ourselves. Whenever we see a program, the next thing that comes to our mind is, are we going to get money there? Where is the source of the money? That's what we want to hear. Yes, the money is available, but you have to work before you get it. You can't get this money just like that. Like the last speaker said, I personally always appreciate President Muhammadu Buhari. I've never been a party to those that insult government. That's none of my business. Because from my own side, I'm doing good. My business is progressing, good or bad, I'm okay with it. Where government intervenes, you have to fit in. You can't just sleep in your home thinking that this money Buhari will send you money home. You are a liar. You are wasting your time. There are documentation. Most of these offers are available. Of course they are available. To meet up with the requirement is the major challenge. You understand what I'm saying? So now, let's start documentation programs. To start a business today, we have different agencies that are coming together to form a reality business, not just a fiction business. Some businesses are just fiction. Somebody will start using his name. You wake up in the morning, you call your name, you call your nickname, take the name that your schoolmates are calling you. Just take it as a business. Start using it. Thinking that you are successful. No. Not done anything yet. What is corporate documentation? Corporate documentation is the incorporated documents. Incorporated document, certificate of CAC, certificate of your, what you call it, NAFTA, certificate of your trademark, certificate of any agency that is related to what you are doing. UMITA, you see there, must have registered with Corporate Affairs Commission, must have a trademark. That UMITA foods you see there, foods and beverage, the design you see up there is a trademark. It's a trademark. It's not just an image. Don't look at it blindly. When you see an image like this, try to study it. What is the content? The content, this is trademark. For him to produce a food like this, he must have registered with NAFDAC. This government agency. Somebody will look at UMITA and say, UMITA is successful, UMITA has made it. It looks good. This is beautiful, man. No, it's not just beautiful.
Including standardization.
It requires a lot of processes. So, to register a company today is simple. That's the first stage. Have your company first. As bad as you are, start with a business name. Okay, how many people have their company here registered, please? Raise your hand if you have a company. Business name or company? Thank you for the question. Business name. How many people have business name here? Good. How many people have limited liability company here? How many people belong or has an association, incorporated association?
Cooperative.
Not cooperative. Cooperative is not an incorporated association. Incorporated trustees. Nobody. You do have incorporated trustee. Good. Now, these three categories of registration has relevance. Business name can play a role somewhere. Limited liability can play a role somewhere. Incorporated trustee can play a role somewhere. For those that...
I would appreciate if you can elaborate more so that at least we can...
Don't worry, we don't have much time. And we are going to pick the real points. Take it easy and you will get it right. Maybe we'll have a question and answer session after the program. So, now, to register a company with Corporate Affairs Commission in the first place is the most easiest. I always tell people it has just 3 portions or 3 sections. The account creation on the portal, just to create the account. Once we create the account, that's the first segment. The second segment is to reserve the name. Once you reserve the name, then you do the registration proper. That's all. And for you, I have a paper, maybe you get it from us so that you get more details of what I'm saying. Okay, once you own a company, what next? You start thinking of going to bank, right? To have an account. But before you do that, you need what we call TIN number. Tax identification number. Please, I want you to listen attentively because this is a secret to success. Many people thought it's difficult, but it's not. I always tell people these things are not difficult. Just have that mindset. Be ready to face it. Those offices are managed by human beings like you. They are not extraordinary human. They are human beings like you. Approach those offices. Most of them have their website. You can visit their website. In fact, 75% of agencies I'm going to discuss here today are operating online from start to finish. Very few requires you to go there in person or requires you to intervene to use an accredited agent to stand for you. So once you have your company registered, what next? You go to TIN office, what do you call a FRS office, close to your office, wherever it is. If it put your address, let's assume now you register your company with Kano address. You must go to Kano FIRS office, please, closer to that domain where you operate. Once you have your TIN number, go to any bank of your choice, any commercial bank of your choice, submit the CAC document, and that TIN number, they will open an account for you. You see, now you have an account, you have a company. Okay, what next? You start thinking. This is where your creativity coming now. Which aspect of business do you have on ground? Okay, you sit down, develop your business plan. I want to go into food processing. Okay, who are the stakeholders in food processing? The stakeholders are NAFDAC, what do you call it, trademark. I think these are the major, followed by SON. SON is not necessarily for food. Anything manufactured, you go to SON. But NAFDAC, trademark are the major now from this stage. Okay, how do you get your trademark? Trademark is an agency under the Ministry of Trade and Investment. We are in the same ministry with them. Even though in their own case, they don't allow individuals to register themselves. They have an accredited agent. Just like the way we operate, but in our own case, Corporate Affairs Commission will create a room for public to do one or two things for themselves, like the pre-incorporation, that's the new registration. But for the post-incorporation, you have to follow another procedure to do that yourself. So from there now, you have your document perfect. You have your determination. You've decided, this is my direction, food processing, food production, whatever. Okay, now let's look at the incentives that we are all here for. Everybody wants to hear where is the source. Where do they get this loan from? Where do they get this grant from? Where do they get this? This is simple. It's very, very simple. I always tell people it's very simple. It's only for us to calm down, understand the processes. That's all. If you don't understand the process, you look at it as if it's just an abracadabra stuff. No. It's not about, it's free. I am a beneficiary. I'm a beneficiary of 3 different loans, government loan. Somebody was asking, I'm a civil servant, how? All this, forget it. Do the needful, do the right thing, you'll get it. I applied for NISA without any intervention. I did not talk to anybody up till the day this money was disbursed into my account. Online, I did not talk to anybody. I applied for a grant, Export Promotion Council. I did not talk to anybody. In fact, at the point of disbursement, somebody called me that they are going to disburse also amount into my account, but I have to give them certain percentage. I say, I'm not giving you 5 kobo. If you can stop it, please stop it. At the end of the day, I got 4 million grants, free. Okay, what's the secret? What's the secret? The secret is packaging. Let's know how to package it. People are playing with business plan. Business plan is very, very essential to your business. Go and learn how to develop business plan. If you are engaging a professional to develop a business plan for you, sit down with him, let him explain the content therein. Not just collect a paper and start moving around thinking that you are expecting alert from NASA, from wherever. No, it doesn't work that way. You are submitting a document that you don't even know the content. What is your working capital? You don't know. What are the machineries required for your business? You don't know. What is your SWOT analysis? You don't know. I wish we have much time. I want to use PMC model for everybody to understand how business works. Is it 1 minute? My God. I'm dead. Okay, let me round up. by giving you the secret you want to hear. Loan and facilities. Loan and facilities. CBN has two that I know, but to meet up with the requirement is the problem. The anchor borrowers is the easiest, but you have a team, you need to have an incorporated trustee. Yes, if you have an incorporated trustee today, get 50 farmers. Just like we're here, we just schedule a paper. This person has 3 hectares, this one has 1 hectare, this one has 3 hectares, this one has by the time we have a good business plan that we are ready to farm rice for the next season, blah, 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 they will give us everything. But our major problem is that nobody is ready to collect what they are giving us. What we are after is the money, so that we can go and add more wives, build new houses, buy flashy cars to intimidate our men, our friends. So you will not even get it right. Bank of Industries, I believe somebody will be here to discuss Bank of Industries, right? It's a simple procedure, that's the simplest. In fact, Bank of Industries, I have applied, my friend here has applied. To a certain point, I stopped it. I refused to collect that money because I have not decided where to invest the money. But I have met up with all the requirements. And without any influence. But the simplest way to get it is enroll for Card State. They have a package with Kaduna State government. Everybody is aware of that. And if you don't get that money, don't politicize it, please. That document is a prototype and it's still working. Once you undergo a training with Kaduna Business School for 3 months, I think, is it 3 months? 3 months. Once you run for that program, 3 months, you have your certificate that is signed by the governor, the CBN, the MD, what do you call it, Bank of Industries, and the Kaduna Business School. You are qualified with just one guarantor. But that is the, what do you call it, documentation remains the same. It's just like opening an account. Your name, your certificate of registration, CAC document, those documents you mentioned earlier are what you just attach. Then you write a very good business plan, show them, prove to them you are ready to do this. In fact, in Bank of India, even in your business plan, you're supposed to put something like this, show us a prototype of what you are doing. Then we will help you. The last one is the Export Promotion Council. Export Promotion Council today is the reigning business. This is what federal government is pondering on. Nigeria want to promote export of local produce. Today, I tell you a secret. If you can export a product to Ghana or to, what do you call it, Niger, it's outside Nigeria, right? Once your money will be paid in dollars through CBN, you have 25% incentive apart from your profit. If you make the profit of, let's say you process a product here, take it to Niger, sell it for 100,000, probably you make profit of 30,000. If the money is paid into Nigerian account, you have 25% incentive. Good. There are incentive program going on. It's on the portal, on their portal is there. I have it on here. It's all the website is there. That's why I choose those organizations that are help. In fact, I know people all who want is loan grant. So that's why I capitalize on it. For Export Promotion Council, you have to register a limited liability. They don't accept business name. They don't accept business name. This is why many people fail. I went to Kachia for a paper presentation. In that hall, Chairman, I discovered somebody who processed more than, in fact, 100 metric tons of ginger in Kachia. But this guy has no single document. He's doing this business locally, If you go to his farm, you see trailers packing ginger like crazy. But this guy has nothing to do with document. It's none of his business. After that paper, after that presentation, that guy, I have to call him one time because 75% of the whole, everybody is farming. They are all into the business. No Muslim, no Christian. That program took place in the church. But Muslims and Christians are together. They are all in the same business. When I asked them, there is a lot of value chain in that process. Some people are farming it. Some people are splitting it. Some people are drying it. Some women are buying all these housewives. They will just go and buy the what you call it, the roll, process it, dry it. After some days, 3 days, they will take it out. So everybody has work, but they are not progressing. They are stagnated. Somebody will tell you that he has been doing this for more than 10 years. He kept on doing it. If you are processing 10 bags last year, this year you're supposed to process 100 bags. But for them, they will process 10 bags last year, this year they will still process 10 bags. Next year they will still process 10 bags. All they do is to feed, survive, wait for the date. Which is too bad. I think time will not allow us to. I put a stop with a code. In today's economy, to have multiple streams of income is not a luxury, please. It's a necessity. This is why I am a civil servant, but I am a farmer. And I tell everybody, I'm not afraid of that. I've never been ashamed of that. I move along with my product wherever I go. I tell you how I got successful. Please try and create streams of income. Streams of income means to have a value chain within the same business. Thank you very much.
Please, let's have our hands together. I want to verify something. You know, this subject matter has caused problems. You hear people say, no sentiment in business. But oftentimes, when you get too logical in business, you lose your customers. Please use 2 minutes to explicitly shed light on sentiment/logic in business. How these two can give you a perfect soft landing.
Should I do it? Two things: sentiment, logic. What is logic? We went to school. I believe here we have graduates. We have diploma holders, we have secondarians. What is logic? Let's define logic first. Logic. Nobody can define logic? Try.
Just a systematical way of doing things.
Good. What of sentiment? What do you mean by sentiment when you say sentiment? This person is sentimental. This is sentiment. Good. Okay. In business there is no sentiment. Sentiment does not exist in business. All that exists in business is emotion. Emotion exists in business, but sentiment does not exist. In the business world, we do not recognize sentiment. Okay, when you say sentiment, I can be a Fulani man. In my business today, I don't employ anybody except a Fulani man. I can be a Muslim. In my business today, I don't work with non-Muslim except my own Muslim fellow. Business will never progress with this. It will never progress. Today, if you have any category of person who will give you result, okay, let me cite an example. 2 minutes is not enough for me. When I establish my factory. I established it at Ngwangwari. I stay in Rugachukun, new layout. That Ngwangwari is this full, in fact, 99% settlement of Gwari people. It's Gwari people. Okay. When I decide to establish that factory, my target is to process maize flour and wheat flour. That was my primary target. And now, that place, there are farmers. They are solidly farmers. So I'm targeting where I can get that raw material easily. Okay, after establishing the we started very small. The community in my area, the community of Rugachukun, invited me. The traditional rulers invited me. Sir, but this is a very nice achievement, a nice development. Why did you establish it there? Well, you know, we have boys here who are doing nothing. Am I making this?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
While our boys are suffering here, why won't you establish this in Rugachukun? And now ask His Royal Highness, I say, sir, with due respect, do you have land for farming here? This is just a settlement where people are settled. Where can I get my raw material? Why should I go to somewhere and get raw material and bring to this community? Because I want to help your people. Because they are my fellow Muslims. No, I can't do that, sir. Secondly, I need workers. And I don't see, in fact, your people are not what, they cannot give me what I want. They can't give me. And these Gwari people, they know how to process the maize, they know how to farm it. In fact, today, I've become a model to them because when I reach there, they process everything locally. But now, with the new development of establishing that industry, each and every woman will come there, do their things, I create job for them. They are happy. So, why should you be sentimental in business? But okay, where does logic play here now? I think I apply some logic as well. This is logic. The logic is, I know if I place this factory in my community, it's a busy place, it's a residential area. Before you know it, your neighbor will start saying, you are disturbing me with your destiny, your generator is disturbing me, your pollution, whatever. We start making all sort of noise. So I now choose a remote area where there is raw material. Noise is not even a problem to them. They are happy when they hear that noise, they know something is happening there. Somebody will just run and come because there is business. When the gen is not on, they know there is nothing is happening. So the sound of that gen is far, far better than the sound of the latest music in town. So thank you very much. This is the difference between logic and
He came prepared. Okay, next on our list we have Haji Hassan packaging. Please, you really want to give us your biography? You should be concise, because we don't have much time. Who likes to wear that?
The names. She's Hussein. I'm Hadiza.
Good afternoon. Fellow youths, entrepreneurs, and like-minded individuals in the home, or would I say in this gathering. I'm Hussein Saidu. I'm not Hajia. I don't want to be addressed as one. So, I'm a lecturer, I'm a facilitator, I'm a business development support consultant. All my life, what I do is to see that businesses, entrepreneurs grow, put all the necessary requirements